let's do it! 10 MINOTAURs destroyed in few hits. Oh my goodness, what an army. What I show you right now will blow your mind. So, we don't have any potions right now, but my magicka is basically unlimited, yeah? Oh my goodness, we're basically destroying army of Umbras. Welcome to Oblivion Remastered. It's me, Spud the King, and this is Justice McSmite. And today we're building him into most broken Paladin. And when we pick our starting race for Paladin, it would be smart to go with Nord, because they normally got really high strength and pretty okay speed, endurance, agility, basically everything we need. I don't know why personality so low, he looks pretty fine to me. However, as Paladin we definitely will want to have high intelligence as well as higher magicka. So best race I would say will be Breton. Sister's origin will work. Let's make him angry. Sir Justice McSmite looks like a great warrior indeed. We got 2 spells. We can fortify our defenses from the start of the game and therefore take a lot less damage, as well as heal some wounds. But who cares, let's go straight to this tutorial level. Since you probably saw my all exploits in Oblivion video, today we're building completely legit Paladin without broken stuff. Just don't forget to get a repair hammer from tutorial level and the burst sign. It will be very important to completely break out today's character. You may think that something really good one is Lady, for example, with fortified willpower for more regeneration of our magicka and endurance for better sustain base. But we're going for Atronach, something like this basically.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Pretty weird word for my potato English, but it will give us 150 extra magicka points on top of our Breton, 50% spell absorption. If you don't know what is it, you will see how broken it is pretty soon. And this stone guy looks completely broken, but there is stunted magicka. We pick this, and from now on, Sir Justice McSmite won't be able to restore magicka whatsoever. Look, we cast the spell and nothing happens, yeah, basically nothing happens, that's how it works. However, I get 300 magicka right from the get-go. And our class, because there is no Paladin class by the way, so we're making custom class as always. It will be combat. And here's the cool part. As Paladin we definitely want to hit hard, so it's kinda completely obvious that we want high strength and high endurance to be more healthy, regenerate health outside of combat. Basically we can sustain a lot more, as well as deal more damage with basic weapons. But again, if we're building basic Paladin, we also will want intelligence, willpower, speed is not very bad attribute, but with Breton and Atronach we don't need intelligence, we don't need willpower. They basically, intelligence will be nice since we already got loads of magicka and no regeneration whatsoever. So we can completely ditch the stats and just level strength, endurance and speed when we get out of the prison, of course. Next up, skills. So skills is also important. First of all, we need to pick our weapon of choice. It will be blade or blunt. You can do it if you're trying to recreate the scarcity yourself, then that's something you need to choose. I will go for blunt today. I like my Paladin with Morning Star or some crazy blunt weapon in one hand. But you can go for blade, and I will show you some good blade options also in this video. Anyway, it's blunt weapon, it's heavy armor, our choices. And we will take some hits. We need to be able to repair our armors ourselves. So armor also a pick. Now, Paladin is not only a fighter, we're also a mage. Kinda mage. And we know how to heal people, restoration, as well as destroy our enemies with our vengeance, destruction, of course, and to know how protect ourselves, not only restore. Alteration is a great pick. We got last pick, and it will be just athletics. Affects how quickly we can run, swim and sprint towards our enemies to strike down with vengeance upon them.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger.
Again, I will say it a lot today, but we are building Paladin, 100% broken. For some reason we cannot name characters like this, but we can do this. Oh yeah, let's do it. And that's how story begins. Sir Justice McSmite just escaped prison to go straight into the river, swim under the bridge, and use bottom of the bridge, which is top of the bridge for now, us, to level up our acrobatics. A little bit. We don't need acrobatics by the way, so don't waste your time. I like to enter Vault of Oblivion and say hi to my little friend, a glorious mud crab. Hello, I'm Sir Justice McSmite. Let's go right out of the gate. We will go to Imperial City Market District and straight for fighting chance. Yeah, finally, we're not visiting Missing Emporium from the get-go. What we're looking for is nice heavy armor, and it will be a steel armor set. The set is really cool, but even helmet costs a little more than I have right now. And in original Oblivion, I would go to Mystic Emporium on that side of the street, duplicate scrolls and get some money, get some gold. But here I will just exit fighting chance, open the barrel, and I instantly see someone from my kingdom. And don't forget to like the video if you are in the kingdom too. And I open 2 containers, basically barrel and my inventory, dropping sapphire over here, drag, I click, drag, and then release mouse button, wiggle, 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 and then getting back my sapphire. But it's 18 sapphires right now, and we can do it even with the one same item. Yeah, you don't need like different items. So it's 34 sapphires right now, and just be cautious. If you're doing any glitches, just save beforehand so your game won't crash and corrupt all your saves. Let's choose some spots, and it looks like we have enough right now. So selling a little by little our glorious sapphires, pretty nice to make a little bit of buck initially. And here we are, 6k gold. So what I'm looking for right now is some nice blunt weapon. There is no blunt weapons here, but there's still helmet. Definitely, that's something that will make us even more fearsome. Anyway, 1 bronze necklace and 2 brass rings from red diamond jewelry, because I just like shiny things. The best defense. Varnada will be so nice to sell me some steel cuirass, steel boots, and I will take iron gauntlets and iron shield. This will work. Now we're looking like a real knight. Oh my god, where's my pants? Let's find a weapon. Slash and smash. So what I'm looking for is one-handed mace blunt. Steel mace. I like this Morgensterns. It's just exactly what I need. Oh, look at us right now. It's nice to have great equipment, but what is better is to know how to use it. Therefore, we need to level up our skills, of course. Since every time I level up my skills, I'm getting some cool perks. For example, with blunt weapons, my power attack will deal more damage and will be more durable. But when I upgrade it, my power attacks will grant me shield as well as slight chance to silence my opponents. While with heavy armor, I will be able to wield it more easily. It will no longer encumber me at all, because as you can see, we're pretty slow right now. So I want to go to Town of Anvil, right to the main gate, and we're looking for Fighters Guild, of course. And here I met Azan. This handsome dude will let me join Fighters Guild. And the first contract is, of course, reds. Yes, reds. It's always reds in all Elder Scrolls. And that's actually a pretty cool quest, because after getting to Arwina Tila's house, we will understand that the red problem is not as simple as it looks like, since reds is her pets. So we need to save little reds. Let's go. A basement is a great place. And there's a tiger. Stop. Reds are friends. Let's save the reds. Mountain lion. He is starving, but reds are good. So red problem is kinda fixed. Reds are actually friendly. They are really good reds. But turns out there is more mountain lions nearby. In Pinarus' house, right across the street. Lions, of course, not exactly inside the house, but Pinarus is huntsman, so he will show us lions. The longest part of this quest is actually follow this dude. He is not too fast. And there's a lions. Let's put out our shield and let's help Pinarus hunt the lions. Our damage is completely mediocre right now. It's just laughable. But that's a good fight versus lions. Ha! You're done, stupid lion. I guess red problem solved, and we got a new title. Sir Justice McSmite, the Menace of Lions. Now, after watching this video, go into comments and write your titles for our Sir Justice McSmite. However, right now, let's finish the quest. Mountain lions are out, but there is one more mountain lion again at the basement. So how do these mountain lions get inside the basement? That's a real mystery, and that's why quests in Oblivion so good. You know what? Kill with cheese. that's the one. And I will meet her nearby. She definitely don't know what we are talking about. But if we take a closer look, there is a hole nearby. A hole that leads right to Arvina Tila's house basement. So why don't we just sit here and sneak a little bit, and we will see this lady spotted right in front of us. So it's you. Now we got a proof. So justice have been served. And all of this stuff is really fun, but how it ties to our skills. And I would gladly show you. And making sure our difficulty is at master. So reds will survive these attacks. And we're hitting all reds, of course. All reds. There's 4 of them. And they will defeat us pretty fast on master. But we will just drop it to novice. We sit in a corner, heal ourselves with our awesome magic or potions and lotions, and increase our heavy armor skill just like that. Heavy armor will be damaged pretty fast, by the way. That's why we got repair hammers, so we can exit the combat when needed. We can level up our block also with blocking. Heavy armor, restoration, light armor at the same time. By the way, I got light armor pants, block leveling. So we're getting a bunch of levels like this, and they hardly doing any damage. And I guess it's pretty self-explanatory why they can't damage us. We're basically in steel plate armor while they just stupid reds. Just exit basement, repair everything, get a little bit of armor skill, and repeat this step again until we will be satisfied with our armor proficiency. Heavy armor mastery, block mastery. Okay, level 75. It will be enough for now. Let's get away from these reds. Now, weapons. Yeah, let's get better with our fighting skills. And to do it, I need to go straight to BRAWL town, but it's a long trip as you can see. So let's make a stop at Chestnut Handy Stables in Imperial City and go basically straight inside the stables. What's so special over here? This orc lady will have something useful for me, because I want a horse. No, I'll take any horse, don't worry. And we got a horse, yeah. Now we got a really awesome horse. And that's truly something Paladin will need on his journey. So we got an armor, we got a horse, we got our mace. Let's go straight to stables in BRAWL. And I need to say goodbye for my horse, since we will go to one really interesting place. Directly from the stables, when you look east, you will see a river. That's where we want to go. Try not to drown in heavy armor, but it looks like we are good in swimming and we can swim underwater for extra athletics. And we are, after arriving to another side of the sea, our beautiful sunrise. Looks really amazing. Our shiny armor, our shiny mace will be overpowered soon. So let's just run forward. Some people told me like how to find the place where we are going, and just follow upstream of Silverfish River, and we're going to this place in the middle of last letter in fish and first letter in a river. How normally leveling weapons works? Basically we need to use our weapons, but the biggest problem, we need a really high level in our blunt weapon, and red will die in one turn, so not a lot of practice. Pure White Shrine, right near the bridge. Exact location, you see it over here. What's so special here? Let's repair all our equipment and get our trusty mace. So these guys are so cool, so nice. Everyone beside him. I know you like to use meat to attack reds. Basically, this quest will start only when you're level 10, and you can activate it by contacting with Shrine. But these guys is basically, like, how to call them? Unkillable. They invincible completely. And that's what we can do here. Basically, we can practice our mace skills on them. Then we can use repair hammer, repair our mace, and practice armorer skill at the same time. Takes a little bit of time, and they always pushed away a little bit. So I like to push them into the corner, and we can basically AFK here. It will take some time, but that's how it works. Blunt mastery increased, and at the same time, after every hit, we can hotkey our repair hammer, so we can use it a lot faster. We can basically repair our mace, do hit, repair our mace, do hit, repair our mace, and so on, and upgrade armor really easy. And getting high level armor is really important. It will make Seer Justice McSmite insanely broken. However, what is this all for? Why do we need our skills? Basically, let's get back to Imperial City waterfront. I will turn 180 degrees and then to the right. There will be abandoned shack. That's the shack, by the way. You're not leveling your character before you sleep, so we need to sleep. And after sleeping, we will be able to allocate our attribute. Yeah, that's how basically leveling works. We get 12 attributes that I can spend. And as I told you in the beginning, we basically want to focus on strength and on endurance. That's our main stats. But at the same time, having ability to move faster is really a nice option. And we we got 12 points and we can allocate maximum of 3 different attributes. With 12 points we can go 5 to 5. But what I like to do, I like to level up constantly with 4, 4, 4. Therefore, every 5 levels we will have plus 20 points in each category, basically. That's how I built my Paladin. However, you get in level when you're leveling up your skills. So, we just leveled a lot of blunt weapon, heavy armor, some restoration, and that's why we got basically ability to level up every time we sleep. That's something you don't want to do if you think you're not very powerful. Just so you know, if you don't think you got some good armor, if you think the game is hard right now, don't level up, because every time we level up, enemies will level up with us, and we will face a lot more stronger enemies, but that's completely fine for Sir Justice McSmite. That's how we look at level 6, and that's technically everything we need to go and destroy some monsters. But let's try our skills on Arena. And I'm completely not interested in handling, he's for gambling. I want to go down here and become a gladiator. What's up, Owen? My friend, I want to be a combatant. I like heavy raiment. So, need to put on equipment for Arena. It looks a little bit bad, but whatever. That's actually a good place to get some free weapons, but my weapon is enough for me. Alright, let's go. Let's do it. Block. Hit. Oh. We got a shield from our proficiency. Haha. That's how we work in heavy armor. And yeah, you actually can heal in Arena, just like this, bro. What I actually want to do is to do some heavy attacks. Need to replenish my stamina. Oh my goodness. Becoming a little bit harder, but justice demands retribution. Hail, my kingdom. Never forget to drink water and restore some magicka. Yeah, that's the first time we restored magicka in this run, by the way. So, we are looking cool, we are pretty powerful. Let's leave raiment over here, we will get it later. But you probably get a question. So, while we're pretty tanky, we're dealing some damage, how we can become even more powerful? And I'm not Spud the King if we're not becoming completely broken in the next few minutes. So, the first and easiest way to improve our power will be to jump here and find some sacred lotus. Okay, joking of course. I arrived to Chorrel Town and we will go southeast from this point. Odile Farm, that's the place we are looking for. It's located right on the road, but it looks abandoned and no one here. That's because owner is actually in town. He is chilling in the Grey Mare and he is missing his sons. After getting quest, we're going straight to Wayne Priory and find his sons right outside over here. We will join them on the glorious quest, but I can't say they equipped nicely. Look at me and look at them. What a peasants. Anyway, as far as I can understand, these goblins actually eating carrots, and they in a bit of troubles, these guys, of course. So we need to help them defeat the goblins, and we need to make sure these guys survive. If one of them is dead, we will get less rewards. And there's actually 3 waves of these goblins, but we're completely brutal. Paladin, Sir Justice, McSmite, and I will smite you, stupid goblin. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, no one survived. So it's actually a good idea to go and meet goblins before they arrive if you know where they are arriving. Since I definitely can tackle down the goblins while these guys can't. And now everything looks fine. So we're getting back to Wallace and getting Chillrend, actually, Chillrend. That's an option if you're going for sword style. Chillrend is extremely cool and very nice blade. It got frost damage and strike as well as weakness to frost and strike. So that's completely brutal combination. You just swing your sword and enemies will be deleted. But we're going for blunt version. I'm going for real Smite Paladin. I'm not going for Frost Paladin. So I will go to Anvil and then straight north. There's a little house and you can actually see it from the gates. And classic, some farmers need help. By following your orders, I need to go straight to Fort Strand. There's bandits, but as you can see, this new sword is completely overpowered. And after getting deep into dungeon, I arrived to kinda arena with marauders, but my power is unlimited. And we will find a final boss of this place, but again, with our awesome heavy armor, we won't take loads of damage, but be careful. He is pretty powerful actually, so we need to get back and heal probably. Shield will help, and he even goes through our shield. What does it mean? This means he got really powerful weapon.
For my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Oh yeah, as well as set of Dwarven armor, by the way, and Dwarven armor is just better set than steel set. He will lose his weapon and it's called Rock Shatter. So how good this weapon is? First of all, it's one-handed blunt, and that's exactly what I need. And it got the same stats as our Chillrend, but instead of frost damage on strike and weakness, we got shock damage on strike and weakness to shock on strike. That's completely cool and overpowered, of course. Look at this amazing and cool weapon. And we can test our awesome new weapon in the caves against these bandits. So he tries to use bow against my unbreakable shield, and I will try to use my mace against his breakable head. Look at their health. Instantly deleted. Bro, he just one-shotted. So I guess you understand how much power we got in our hands right now. There is one little problem though. Our quest is to bring this mace back to its owner. Basically to the lady that gave us this quest. And it's really hard to give up power like this. And we got two options. First option is of course to go back and accept that we're giving away our insane power. Or get on top of our horse and then arrive to this place. We will get straight to the farm. By the way, for some reason she locked in. I was forced to lockpick the lock so she can exit. But now, when I'm riding on horse and I get my mace equipped, she will gladly tell us that we cannot unequip this item. And while we get this prompt that we get our weapon unequipped from inventory, actually when we are on a horse it will be completely fine and we still can use this mace.
That's nice. Then what?
We are super powerful and we already almost looking like a paladin. There's still one thing left, and that's of course magic. Paladin not only swings his mace, but also got access to some restorative, protective and destructive magic of course. And that's what we will do right now. To get some magic we will go first of all to Chedenhall, and we're looking for Mage Guild over here. And that's the guy we exactly need right now, Travent the Red Guard. So he will gladly sell us some spells, and he got loads of protective spells. Basically, we're not looking for exactly spells, some kind of spells that we can use or whatever. We're looking for spells with special effects. And there will be, for example, spells like Hit Shell with 10% fire shield on self, so we're definitely buying it, but also buying Frost Shield on self and Shock Shield on self. And Shield on Touch, protect other, or Defend, Shield on self. Technically we're looking for effects that we need, we don't care about spells too much. Also we will need Soul Trap later, and at the same time there's another guys like Orintur, as they selling kinda same spells with Fire Shield on self but with a lot more power. However, we can't use it right now, our skill level is too low. So I got everything we need and I will go to Skingrad. In this town, in Mage's Guild, there's a dude, Sulinus Vasinus. We're also buying a bunch of stuff from him. So what we want Entropic Bolt, damage health on target, Corrode Armor, definitely taking this, Major Wound, drain health on target. We can get something like Major Innervation, Magic Drain, Drain Skill, any drain skill. Most importantly, we want all types of elemental damage, so Flash Bolt for fire damage, Hailstone for cold damage, Shock for shock damage, and we want all types of weaknesses. Weakness to fire, to frost, to poison, and to shock. Poison is actually not needed, but whatever. And there's one more baldy over here, Wedgie the Cautious. However, he will go to sleep after 6 PM, so we will need to wait until he will wake up. Good morning, my friend. And he will sell Corrode Weapon, and he's selling this awesome skill, Weakness to Magicka. For restoration spells, we will visit Anvil. Right near main gate, there's a mage hall, and we're looking for this guy with lovely Imp Sparky. Sells bunch of absorb spells, basically absorb attributes, absorb skills, a lot of cool stuff. But what we're looking here, absorb health and absorb endurance. And you can find these spells among all the mages, like Mark Gullet will sell us consume health and bunch of stuff that we also will need. But that's not it, we're not leaving Anvil yet, we're going straight to Chapel. It's not looking good over here. Yeah, definitely. Whatever, let's visit also Leawin. This chapel looks a lot more friendlier. And there's the guy we're looking for, Avrus Adas. He will sell us great spells. What we're looking for is Restore Fatigue. There should be fatigue over here. And it's called Minor Respite. Restore Fatigue on self. Yeah, finally, same town, Mage's Guild. And we're looking for Alves Uvenim. And she will will gladly sell us Minor Dispel, Soul Trap if we don't have it yet, and Remote Manipulation also if we don't have it yet. So we're technically ready to become a completely broken Paladin, but there's always a little bit of problems. And the biggest problem for us is that we basically can't use a lot of magic. And the spells we can use is pretty weak. Like Absorb Health will cost us 12 Magicka and we will absorb 5 health from target. Still, our weapon is so good and we are pretty powerful that we can go straight to Arena, just to see how powerful we will become after we will learn our magic. So let's do it. One small fun fight. Ha! I touch you. We touch him, we drain his health and we replenish ours a little bit. But most importantly, our mace is so good that we basically two-shot him. Oh, what a glorious physic. Hail, Kingdom! Let's go back. And now it's time to improve our magic skills. Best way to do it is go straight to Bruma and look on east. There's a big tower on top. After arriving to tower, we can go inside. Everyone in comments telling me that there's a chest with a key somewhere nearby, but who needs a key when you can spam little lockpicks and auto unlock? Talk with the book. And this activates tower. So, that's a magic tower. There's a lot of stuff in here. However, there's a bunch of problems. Nothing actually works. Let's fix this. Imperial City Market District. And now we're finally visiting Mystic Emporium. There's two things we want to buy right now. There's Soul Gems and there's Grand Soul Gem, for example. Sometimes they will be empty, but you're looking for Soul Gems that got souls inside. And you can sort them by price. Better gems with better souls will be on top. So you're looking for Common Soul Gem, for example, Grand Soul Gem, maybe we will feel it later, but more on Soul Gems later. Right now we care about Aurelin Ware shop, because she will sell us Mage Tallow Candle boxes, we need 2 of them, and Frostcrack, Alchemy Lab, bedroom area, library area and vault area. This instantly will fix our tower. We'll add bunch of books, bunch of cool stuff over here, and we can use candle boxes to light up some candles on altars. Altar of Spellmaking and Enchanting. We will need them. Via portal we can access to living area with our garden and a lot of plants, as well as Jewelry box with Pentamagic loop, very powerful ring, and chest of course. So let's fix our biggest problem, our inability to cast spells. Actually we got ability to cast spells, but that's how basic spells work. There's 3 different types: self-casted spells, on touch, you basically touch friendly creature or enemy creature and it will deal some effects on them, and on target, it's basically fireballs that shoots in the long distance. And spells got costs in Magicka. Based on this cost, for example, we equip fireball, we will level up our skills. Normally, magic skills, like School of Destruction, for example. But as you can see, it got completely 0 progression. That's because you need to actually hit someone with this spell. And you can go, as before, on the river and use magic on these guys in Pirate Shrine. But there's also a lot easier way to do it. Basically, we need to create our own spells. And that's why we need this Altar of Spellmaking. We can create our own custom spells with custom damage numbers and everything suited for our needs. We will be limited by our skill on how much power we can get. But what we want to do, we want to get the most powerful spell we can with the highest cost. In school, we want to train. For example, Fire School, Destruction School. It will be on touch. And then we add something on with self-cast. So 45 Magicka will work. It will be self-casted 45 Magicka with lowest magnitude, lowest duration. And when you're entering names, I suggest to enter something starting with letter Z. So Z, Destruction, Training, for example. I create the spell, it's pretty easy to find. Now we equip it, it's at 0% right now. I cast spell and it's almost halfway there. So we're casting 3 spells and we're leveling up our destruction. However, as normal mage, you can just wait 1 hour and you will get your mana back. But we get Stone Boy Burst Sign, therefore we can't regenerate our mana normally. So let's get back to living area and grab our alchemy stuff. It will be Apprentice Alembic, Retort, Mortar Pestle, and there is Calcinator in the main room, by the way, in the main level. Now we need to create mana potion, and it's extremely easy to do. You need mana bloom in combination with flux. And yeah, we need blue mana bloom, by the way. They are different with the red ones. And with a little bit of magic from my mundane random chest. I will drop my flax seed over here and then drag and drop something with high count and then get back my flax seeds. I got a lot more of them. So doing same with Leecher, and if you don't know how to do it, basically there's videos in description. Check them out. If you want legal potion making, you can check my 100% invisible rogue video. I show where to find each plant normally. But here we will duplicate them. We will go over here because near this stable we're getting bonus to our alchemy, instant bonus, plus 20 points. And I'm just double clicking my mortar and creating potions. So Leecher and Flaxseed will create Restore Magicka on self. I call this a battery potion. In reality, you don't need like 100 leechers, you don't need 1000 flax seeds, only if you wish to level up alchemy a lot, but we don't need it with our today's build, since I can create one battery potion and then multiply it with mundane chest with basically with the same results. Now battery potion will go on my hotkey number 2. I drink 4 potions at the same time, and we're right now affected by Restore Magicka with some magnitude. That's the reason to actually advance in alchemy, so you are able to drink more than 4 potions and we'll have high restoration, but that's more than enough. So now I just cast the spells, I drink potions whenever I need to, and this will level up my destruction magic pretty fast. Another benefit of raising our magic levels is that we're having a lower mana cost of spells. But just like that we can get mastery in destruction. For alteration it's even easier, you already got self-casting spells, so just cast any alteration spell and it will instantly level up to mastery level easily. Same works for restoration, we got some good healing spells, so just equip those and we will get mastery in restoration. But for some cool quality of life stuff later in the game we also will need some mysticism, and there is minor dispel, that's why we need it. Now when we get our skills ready, let's craft some spells. Let's create real paladin, and normally with high powerful armor we will have insanely powerful armor class. Basically it limited to 85, so right now we get around 40 armor on ourselves with just basic armors, helmet, shield. But we can easily increase this armor by making nice and custom spell. For example, shield spell that will be used on self, and it's extremely cheap if it's 1 second duration. However, we want to fight, for example, for 15 seconds, and that's what we need to aim for. So with 100 magnitude we will need 75 skill in alteration. So while we're leveling, definitely we're looking for something around 50% increasement, and it's pretty easy to do. And over here is the spell cost, so that's a big one. And that's why we need this Atronach sign basically, because cool and powerful spells will require us to have loads of magicka. So we're doing shield on self around like 25%. Same goes for fire shield and frost shield. This one is untouchable, but it's beat here, it's not final version right now. What we also can do is to have spell, for example, disintegrate armor. We can do it on self with 100 magnitude, actually with 70 magnitude. And what is this spell good for? This spell is actually pretty cool. So look here, we just cast it and all our armor will be broken in few casts. So we're just breaking our armor. Sounds like completely stupid idea, alright?
Wrong.
Use our hammer to repair all our broken equipment, and this will improve our armor skill. Well, because now we can repair our armor up to 125 at level 75 armor. This gives nice layer of protection, but also giving us better stats, because the percentage of our health of our armor will give us better overall stats. Now we get a lot more protection just by getting better armor skill. Let's get back to Paladin. So what is Paladin? Paladin is Smite. Divine Smite, you all know. And Smite is technically shock attack. Yeah, it's lightning. What we want to do, we want to reduce enemy resistance to shock and magic. That's basically what we want to do with our magic. So we're making weakness to shock, and depending on type of range you will pick, there will be different cost. Right now we don't want extremely big cost, we want actually it in touch. So we come, we touch, we destroy with mace. 100 magnitude, but some duration, so we will land our next hit. 5-second duration will be okay. We can even bump up it to 10 seconds, so we will have more time. And after weakness to shock, we're getting weakness to magic. Also duration 10 seconds, 100 magnitude, and that's just standard Smite spell. It will go on hotkey number 2. And also we want to restore health sometimes, so magnitude 10 for 10-second duration. So it will be 8 points of health restoration with 10-second duration. A lot more powerful right now. Let's test our new skills in arena. Let's go and show our power. First up, protective spell. Let's take a shot, but let's have protection right now, and look at his shots right now. with this protection, we're not even feeling the arrows, and we can raise a block, and we will definitely feel like no arrows at all. Oh, that's easy. And if you're asking me what difficulty is it right now, let me show you, it's Master. But let's restore a bit of health. So, restoration spell, that's how it works. I just cast it, I run around, and it will instantly restore my health for next 10 seconds. That's how broken we are. We already taken almost no damage. And yeah, we can drink potions to get our magicka back. Let's showcase our Smite ability. We come close. We use Smite, we need to touch him, and then he will be destroyed in just 3 hits. Oh my goodness. That's the Paladin we all like. That's the Paladin the public likes. Let's break him even more. So what I would say, at this point, this class, this build is actually pretty playable, pretty strong, it can destroy basically everyone. But of course there's a bunch of troubles, bunch of problems. Not a big ones though, but one of them is our weapon of course. And problem not with weapon itself, but with its ability to destroy enemies with few hits. It comes from special abilities like this shock damage on hit, but that's from enchantment and it uses charges to hit. This weapon will be able to use 26 charges and then it will have no magic property. And while we can go into shops like this and ask for weapon recharge, it will cost a fortune most of the time. It will cost a lot. We can buy soul gems with the souls, or we can buy them without souls even, and then we can use soul trap. So we will use soul trap on touch, for example. We touch a creature, we get 20 seconds, then when we finish creature, it will be captured in the soul gem, and we can use soul gem to recharge weapons. But what can be better than recharge weapon automatically? That's what we can achieve by using Altar of Enchanting. It works completely in the same manner. We need a soul gem with a soul. We use any weapon we like. Let's use steel mace, for example. It's our basic mace that we started with. We add gem, and based on gem power, we will have different amount of magicka we can use. For common soul, it's 40 magicka already, so it's pretty like a lot actually. And what we will do, we will make this mace only using shock damage, because when we add shock damage with magnitude of 10, for example, it will eat 15 charges. If we add weakness to shock on top with like 30%, it will eat a lot more charges. If we keep it for like 5 seconds, for example. But we get weakness to shock from our Smite ability already, so we don't need it. And we're basically enchanting this weapon with shock damage and strike and soul trap. Soul Trap adds just 2 points or 5 points in with duration of 2. And that's how we can make Steel Mace that I will call Retribution with shock damage on strike and Soul Trap on strike. So Retribution is extremely powerful. Instead of just 8 points of extra shock damage on strike, we're dealing 19. It's triple the damage. Empty Soul Gem in our inventory and we find big monster. We can try to fight versus him. And just look how powerful our mace is. We just deleted Ogre. At the same time capturing his soul. This can be used to recharge our weapon or even enchant our equipment. That's what we will do right now. At level 16 I maxed out my strength, endurance, I got 85 speed, and now we can start leveling intelligence for extra and more magicka, or some personality will work too. But what I show you right now will blow your mind. So look at magicka, we're doing spells and we don't have any potions right now, but my magicka is basically unlimited. Yeah, it looks cool.
This is too fucked up for me even to think about.
And that's the reason why we took Atronach Sign, because spell absorption works like that. Whenever someone casts spell around you, you kinda absorb the spell, and you're not absorbing 50% of spell, you actually get a chance to completely destroy the spell, it won't affect you, and you will regenerate magicka. I'm doing spell right now, why am I regenerating magicka? Because, and we will create completely broken and most overpowered spells that will require no magic at all. First of all, let's make a really overpowered mace. What I like to add is shock damage, but instead of really like insanely high magnitude or high duration, of course we don't need duration, we want to increase area. Area to run like 20 feet will work. So instead of like 25-30% magnitude, we're keeping it 15 with 22 feet area. It will be Army Smiter. Yeah, it's completely insane. That's one of my favorite weapon choices in enchantments. And to make this Army Smiter work, we need preparation for our Smite. It will be a real, insane, and super powerful retribution spell. So it will be weakness to shock, maximum magnitude, in area of course, in area, for like 5 seconds. And we can make larger area in case enemies is a little bit away. And we're adding weakness to magic in large area, 100 magnitude. Also like 10-second duration will work, should like 8 seconds is okay. Adding telekinesis, that will cost a little bit. And it's a real justice McSmite signature. Now stuff to make our life easier, called Azura Star. And you will find it when you finish quest on top of Chaden Hall over here. It's very good and you will definitely enjoy it because it's like unlimited recharger. So if we get enchanted weapon with soul trap on strike and we got Minotaur, we can easily try to destroy him. Right now it's not very powerful, but if we cast our smiter and start hitting this bro, we instantly will delete him in no time. And he is really powerful and the soul has been captured. That's how it works. Basically it will capture souls of your enemies and after fight you can instantly recharge weapon. Unlike soul gem, it won't disappear, so you will always have it. So justice. Look, first of all we're doing this skill and then we're starting to hit him. That's how we can delete Minotaur easily. And as you can see, our Magicka is also pretty okay-ish. From time to time, it's auto-regenerating, but only from time to time. And now let's take a look at our army smiter. It got less shock damage and strike, and we can create a lot more Minotaurs. They will probably overwhelm us, unless we can touch them, just one, and then start hitting with our mace. Oh my goodness, it was really... But that's the main idea of our combination. We touch a creature, and everyone in large area will have weakness to shock and weakness to magic. Basically it will double the shock magnitude. So we touch him, I guess I missed. Yeah, now we're hitting them. And now when we hit with this mace, we're shooting them in area. Look, we hit one Minotaur and it will damage a lot more Minotaurs. Still, it's sometimes a little bit hard. And the reason is simple. I will go straight to Quatch. And we will go straight to Oblivion Gate, because that's where we easily will fix all our problems. So let's touch him and destroy these guys. They're a lot more easier than you can expect. And coolest part, you can do it pretty early in the game. So fixing all our problems. Yeah, that's the last part. Look, we're doing almost no damage, but with the touch, he is destroyed in 3 hits. So yeah, that was just some little and fun demonstration of how broken we can be without last part of our puzzle. And this last part of puzzle is insanely important to become completely unkillable, broken, and army destroying paladin. I would ask you right now, like if you're watching, what is our biggest problem at this point? And probably you already know and see. It's of course mana. We just need to wait so much time until it recharges. And well, technically, just technically, we could level our alchemy and get better potions. Instead, what I will do, I will go straight to this tower and get one really important artifact for us. Since on top of this tower, there's quite a secret. Look, this is Mage. He casts a spell, and right now we get 50% chance to restore Magicka when he casts spell, and we take no damage. So yeah, that's just like that. We was lucky. However, by going on top of the tower, we can make something really cool. This is a sigil stone, and you will find Oblivion gates all over the place. Game kinda wants us not to just touch the stone, but touch loads of stones. Because when we touch a stone, we will get it in our inventory, and it will have some sort of augmentations. So let's inspect it, and we will have Absorb Intelligence or Fortify Intelligence. That's basically enchantment stone. What we want to find is the same characteristics that we got in our birth sign, Atunak. It's called Spell Absorption. This time we are not lucky. Do we need to go and farm all of these citadels? No, we just load the game, because I saved before touching a stone. Right now I'm touched, I'm getting new stone, and this stone will have completely different attributes. Yeah, we got Fortify Agility, again, something we don't need, so we need few attempts. It took me actually 25 attempts, but we got this Dispel on Strike, 100 points, and Spell Absorption, 12 points. These will scale with our level. That's something important to know. If you're doing it in the beginning, you'll have around 8 points. Now we can use our Sigil Stones to enchant our gear with Spell Absorption on self. So we got 2 rings, that's plus 24 points. We got helmet, that's 36, 48 on boots, and one more piece of armor. For example, greaves will be basically 100 and even more %. Other pieces of gear can be easily enchanted with Grand Soul Gem gems, and we can go with shield for better protection, 10% more shield. It could be Fortify Magicka, also very nice choice. And just look at him now. It also could be resist magic. We can go up to 100% magic resistance, but actually 50% is more than enough. We got 110% spell absorption. This means whenever we cast these weird spells with telekinesis, we always will get spell cost back. So we get basically unlimited casting. Telekinesis will always go first. That's something to know. We need to make sure our spell total cost is half of all our mana cost. So we get 384 mana, and that's why Fortifying Magicka is so powerful. And just to demonstrate, if our total cost is around 140, we will be able to basically replenish our mana all the time. Just like that. Look at this crazy stuff. Basic spell recipe will be pretty simple. We need to have around 100 total mana for our basic spell effects, and then we add in telekinesis for extra like 20 or so points. So this smiter spell will never run out of energy basically. Weakness and shock on touch with area 20 feet, duration 10 seconds, weakness of magic same, and this spell will be called Justice. Combined with Dwarven Mace with shock damage in same area, that's the final enchantment I was able to pull off. This is called Demands Retribution. It's insane how much power we achieve. So, let's touch one of them. Now they all inflicted with our power and they all being destroyed. Okay, I probably will regret it, but let's try to do it. Let's try to do it. Justice McSmite! Let's do it! That's how powerful we should be. 10 Minotaurs destroyed in few hits. Oh my goodness, what an army. And you know who is most powerful enemy in the game? It's Umbra, of course, one of the most powerful warriors. And we will get... Oh my goodness, I'm getting some warnings. I'm getting some warnings. Unreal Engine can't hold in this power, but you know what? Look at her health, and they all health. Oh my goodness! We're basically destroying army of Umbras. Oh my goodness, that's so crazy. Jeez. I hope you enjoyed Adventures of Justice McSmite, and you will have blast trying to make Paladin for yourself in Oblivion. Make sure to watch other cool videos on the screen right now, there's a lot more useful exploits and funny things in them too.